You know, you can make 16-ounce
because
shake if you want.
Here's my pet peeve. Because a lot of people work in big companies. There are people who work in cubicles.
Yes.
And when they go for that break, they want, or they want that coffee or in the donut or whatever it is.
Sugar. Yeah.
And so they go up and then down.
Absolutely.
And that's the cycle all day long.
Yes, it is.
So we're talking about the possibility of being at this plateau, of not having those dips.
Right.
Not having those dips. And people, I don't know if they, you know, Marianne Williamson, you know, the great author and speaker, she talks about, because sometimes people say, I want to wake up everybody. And she says, focus on the people who are waking up, right?
Right.
Because it may take a long time to get the sleeping people awake.
Right.
So I think it's the same thing with food. When you hear something, it resonates and you go, boy, they're saying something.
Yes.
And then there are people who are watching going, that don't mean a thing to me. You know what I mean? Because this Jamie Oliver from England did this thing, he did this TV show, The Food Revolution. He went into schools. Yes. And some parents got angry that they want to take out machines. You know,
the vending machines.
The vending machines.
Right.
And then you look at mini marts at gas stations, and all they're selling, quite honestly, is caca food.
Yes,
it's junk food.
Kiki and caca.
Yeah.
Both.
And we don't want that.
No, we don't want that.
And I'm selfish because I want to live in a healthy world.
Yes.
I want to see this. I want people, you know, I want to go into a place and I want to be able to get this.
Yeah. A grab and go. We're actually working on that. We're going to try and get pH Miracle stores dotted around the world so that people can go in and get fresh green juices, fresh shakes, fresh wraps, fresh salads, fresh soups. And wouldn't that be a great way to handle the childhood diabetes and obesity that's happening as epidemic proportions for our next generation? And if we can lead the way and be the crusaders and make that change, then we can change and save their lives too.
See, I'm a believer that if you eat healthy, you don't even have to worry about health insurance. Because what happens is people paying these high premiums, and they want to go to a doctor because they're paying for it. And because they're going to a doctor, they want that medication. You know what I mean?
They want their doctor to take care of them.
Yes. And what you're saying is, take care of yourself, and you won't even need it.
Take care of yourself.
Yeah. Look at that bicep. So you can build muscle through this eating healthy.
You can.
This is nature.
This is nature.
Now, we can't see the outside here, but just to my right are these beautiful mountains. Yeah. And so there are hills and mountains all over. So communing with nature and eating the best that nature can supply is pretty awesome.
It is. It's fabulous. And eating this food is electron rich. For us, food is not about calories or fat grams or sodium content. Food is about electrons. We are electric. Our bodies are electric. If you don't believe me, stick your finger into a outlet.
Don't do it.
And you'll know.
Don't do it.
But our bodies are electric. Therefore, we need electronic food, electrons into our systems that keep us revived and regenerated. The coffee that you talked about on the breaks, that's pseudo energy. That's tapping into our adrenal glands
and shoots them right down.
Right.
People are walking around with their adrenals just wasted. Shot.
Right. And that's why they keep drinking the coffee to get another lift. So this is not pseudo energy. This is real energy because it's electron rich and there's no stimulants like caffeine to involve there. And you're actually running on cleaner fuel that burns with an alkaline ash residue in the body, which is easier for the body to handle. So chemically, this makes sense.
You're also, when you're drinking this, you're also feeling the nutritional aspect of it, don't you think?
Oh yeah, I love this.
Because a lot of people, we talked about the quick fix because that's how they've been trained.
Yes.
But it doesn't make any sense from my perspective. Oh my God, they're coming in with more goodies. It doesn't make any sense to live in that kind of, it's like the treadmill. Yeah. Like the rats in a maze. Do you know what I mean? Yes. And that's what you're doing. Yeah. And so what happens is people are running, then they're getting sick, and all that time wasted dealing with disease, which really means not at ease. You're off balance.
Right.
Dis-ease.
Right.
And so it's so true when we're inundated with all that. Yeah. And then another one of my pet peeves is that people are so into the organizations, cancer research. Yes, I understand it, but let's avoid it.
Yes.
Let's go back. We don't have to have it.
Right. Prevention is the best cure, right?
And from your perspective, what's the biggest cause of cancer?
The biggest cause of cancer is the acidic lifestyle and diet.
That's
and
amazing.
Sugar. And I would say sugar and high protein diets, meat and sugar. And the fermentations of those in the bloodstream that cause the acidic residues to rest in the weakest part of the body and change the form and function of the cell. Once that cell changes into a cancerous cell and multiplies and has food to feed it, which sugar is, coffee actually, there's studies at Brigham Young University up in Provo that says caffeine will actually lengthen the life of a cancer cell. So we have to decide if we're going to take care of our fish bowl and we don't want the fish to die, we watch the pH of that water, right? We already know the ocean is being compromised and we're having some problems in the ocean already because the pH is changing. But if we take that into our own lives and into our own rivers and streams and we watch and balance the pH of our rivers and streams, there's no reason for those cells to start to pleomorphize or change.
Yeah. What really has to happen, from my perspective, is people really need to wake up.
Yeah.
And go, I'm taking responsibility for my health.
Right.
I'm going to eat the foods that whatever you believe in, that God is there, has there for us. And stop buying into, because there's a lot of money made from drugs and prescription drugs.
It's true.
And all of these organizations that are behind the diseases.
Yes.
And people need to wake up to that because I think they're kind of blinded by it.
Yes, and some of the drugs are even acidic in and of themselves. So that's why we get so many side effects. And then we need another drug to cover the side effects.
So what happens, people get sick, they want the antibiotic because that's what their parents did and their grandparents did. And now we're waking up. This is a society that really is waking up.
It's true. It's absolutely true. And it's the hope of the future. It's a hope for the next generation that if we can change the way we're feeding ourselves and taking care of ourselves, taking the responsibility of our own health into our own hands, we can have a lot of hope. And that's something the world needs.
And the kids need to eat healthier.
Absolutely.
Because this whole thing of, Mom, I want to have candy. You know, you got Halloween where kids are going around door to door and getting all of this candy. Yeah,
and when do the kids get sick? They start getting sick after Halloween, then it goes into Thanksgiving, and then by Christmas, all the kids have the flu. And why is that? We talk about a Hong Kong flu that comes over and captures everyone and lands in
We give it a name. We're very clever. It's a name.
But it's really true. If you look at the sugar that's increased in their lives between October and December, and that's when the most sickness is. You can ask any pediatrician, when do you see the most cases of flus and colds and mucus and you know, tonsillitis and all those things? It's around the holidays, not only for kids, but for big kids like us.
Exactly. Now, I've always been taught that dairy food is mucus forming.
Yes.
And germs cling to mucus.
Yes.
And if you don't have the mucus from the dairy, the germs have nothing to cling to. Does that make sense?
Absolutely. Mucus is a thing that's formed in the body also as an expectorant to get acids out of the body. If you tested the pH of mucus, it would be acidic. So when you get this coughing or this phlegm or whatever it is that comes up, or mucus, you know, from a cold, it's your body trying to eliminate acidity from the body and balance out too. Yep.
So get yourself a Vitamix because it has this plunger.
Yep, absolutely.
And this breakfast can change your life in a big way. And these can all be purchased through your website.
Yes.
Which is
www.phmiracleliving.com.
phmiracleliving.com.
Yes.
And let's have the final. Let me pour you a little more here.
Yeah, I'm beating you on this.
Exactly. It's so delicious.
It's so delicious.
It really is. It really is.
And you can have this for lunch or dinner too. It's a meal.
Shelley Redford Young and Paul Ryan signing off. To your health.
To your health.
Salute.
Salute.